The ruins of Varela. 9 still smoldered under the twin suns, casting long shadows through a forest of broken steel and pulverized concrete. Lieutenant Mason Cade of the Earth Coalition's 72nd Recon Division moved silently through the collapsed remnants of what had once been a gleaming alien metropolis. His exosuit servos hissed with each step, his HUD scanning for life forms beneath the wreckage. Most of the city's inhabitants had either been evacuated or annihilated when the Krell Empire bombarded the planet from orbit. Mason had volunteered for post-battle search and rescue, a rarity for soldiers of his rank. He wasn't here for medals. He was here because he'd seen too many civilians left to die under the excuse of mission completion. And maybe, just maybe, he still believed in saving people. Thermal reading 10 meters below, said the suit's onboard AI Celia. Small body mass. Alive. Mason crouched and peered into the collapsed building. A mangled archway offered a narrow path into the underground remnants. With his rifle secured, he activated the suit's dig mode and began tearing through debris. It took 15 minutes of grueling work before he uncovered a faint blue glow. Beneath a slab of crushed plascrete, a young alien lay curled and unconscious, bruised but breathing. Thin, elegant limbs, pale violet skin, silver hair streaked with soot. It was one of the Varellan race, a species known for diplomacy, art, and pacifism. Found someone, Mason muttered into comms. Looks juvenile. Well, probably underweight. Extracting now. The boy's eyes fluttered open, cloudy with shock. And no, don't. Easy, kid, Mason said gently. You're safe now. He reached out, and the boy recoiled, trembling violently. No humans. Please don't take me. They said humans kill survivors. Mason flinched at the accusation, knowing how often that rumor proved true in occupied zones. Not this one, he said. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm taking you out of here. After a tense moment, the boy nodded faintly. My name is Tali. Talivar. Back at the forward medical outpost, Talivar sat quietly on a cot, wrapped in a thermal blanket. Medics had treated his injuries, and he now clutched a nutrient pouch with uncertain fingers. He's clean. No tracker, no implants, said Dr. Reyes. Malnourished. Mild hypoxia from dust inhalation. But what's odd is his blood. High concentration of neuroconductive proteins. Could indicate aristocratic lineage. Aristocratic? Mason asked. Yeah. Varellan nobility were genetically enhanced centuries ago. Reflexes, memory, empathy. Expensive traits. Not something found in commoners. Mason raised an eyebrow. He said his name was Talivar. Reyes blinked. You don't know who that is. Should I? Reyes handed Mason a data slate, displaying an archived broadcast. There, wearing a formal robe and standing beside the High Matriarch, was a younger Talivar. The title flashed beneath. Prince Talivar of the Varellan sovereign line. Mason stared. You've gotta be kidding me. Nope. You just pulled a literal alien prince out of the rubble. Talivar's mood had shifted by the time Mason visited again. He sat upright, posture straighter than before, though the fear in his eyes hadn't vanished. You didn't tell me who you were, Mason said. You didn't ask, Talivar replied coolly. And you're a human. Why would I trust you? Mason sat across from him. Because I'm the one who dug you out. Talivar's lips pressed together, clearly wrestling with the truth. Finally, he said, my people are gone. The palace fell with the first orbital strike. I was in a public gallery when the bombs fell. My guards died covering me. I've been hiding ever since. You don't have to hide anymore, Mason said. The coalition will protect you. You're valuable. Talivar narrowed his eyes. That sounds like another word for leverage. I'm not a bargaining chip. Then help us, Mason said more gently. Tell us what you know. Maybe we can hit the Krell where it hurts. There was a pause. Then Talivar gave a grim smile. You're braver than most humans I've met, Lieutenant. Why's that? You looked royalty in the face, and still treated me like a person. The outpost didn't stay quiet for long. 3 nights later, the early warning drones lit up the sky with red alerts. A Krell recon squad, probably searching for high-value survivors, had tracked something to the perimeter. By the time Mason and the other soldiers scrambled to defense positions, plasma rounds were already raining down from the treeline. The Krell were towering insectoid creatures, 3 meters tall, with armor-like carapaces and high-velocity weaponry. Protect the command tent. We've got a VIP inside, barked Sergeant Tanaka. Inside the tent, Talivar crouched behind a comms panel, clutching a salvaged Virellan datapad. Mason ran in and tossed him a compact sidearm. You know how to use one of these. I've trained with Royal Security, yes. Good. Because they're coming for you. Moments later, the canvas tore as a Krell warrior lunged inside. Mason fired twice, center mass. The beast stumbled but didn't fall. Talivar screamed, then rolled beneath the table and fired at its exposed underthorax. The shot landed. The Krell collapsed in a shuddering heap. Nice shot, Mason said breathlessly. Thank me later, Talivar gasped. More are coming. I can hear them. Sure enough, another 3 tore through the barricade outside. Mason activated his HUD beacon. This is Lieutenant Cade. We are under heavy assault. I repeat, VIP in danger. Requesting immediate evac. The reply crackled in. No birds in the area. You're on your own for 10 minutes. They didn't have 10 minutes. Mason and Talivar fled through the rear service tunnel, the boy guiding them using old Royal evacuation schematics stored in his datapad. Left here. Then down. There's a bunker hatch. It connects to a hangar beneath the med bay, Talivar said. And then? I don't know. I didn't expect to make it this far. Mason looked at him, this gangly alien youth with frightened eyes and royal blood, and made a decision. Then we'll make a way out. They reached the hatch, but it was sealed shut, rusted and jammed. Celia, override the lock, Mason ordered. Working. Gunfire echoed behind them. Come on, Mason growled. With a final hiss, the hatch opened. Mason shoved Talivar through and followed, just as plasma fire scorched the wall inches from his helmet. The underground hangar was vast but dark, filled with old skimmers and dust-covered drones. They haven't used this place in decades, Talivar murmured. Then let's wake it up. Together, they managed to power up a compact Virellan stealth flyer. Talivar activated its interface using retinal scan and neural pulse. I think I can fly it, he said, breath shaking. Mason climbed into the passenger seat. You'd better. We've got company. The Krell had reached the hangar entrance. Talivar roared as the ship lifted. Strap in. The vessel surged forward, silent as a whisper, just as the Krell opened fire. Mason watched through the rear camera as the hangar erupted in plasma and flame. Then they were soaring through the night sky, invisible to enemy scanners. After a long, breathless silence, Mason let out a low whistle. Not bad for a prince. Talivar chuckled, exhausted. Not bad for a human soldier.